All right. Well, I did write a little poem today. I think it's not
That's good.
quite finished, but we'll try it. I have my glasses.
Mm-hmm.
You notice I got my new calendar.
Right.
Oh, I got some glare in this light. All right. Well, this is in 5 parts. Seems like that's the only way I can write poems these days is make them in parts.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
try that.
I don't know how to put I don't know how to put things together anymore. In number 1, for the third time I chased a squirrel off the bird feeder. I don't mind feeding him, but unlike the fearful birds who come and go, she sits her fat body down and methodically eats everything. Number 2, I'm like the birds. I sit down and let the fears bedevil me. Will I really find the elusive creative space today? Will I ever finish my poem? Isn't there something easier to do? Will anyone like my poem? Number 3, the impudent squirrel, like some fat bureaucrat, comes back and I let him eat a while. Then another squirrel chases him off. We all play the game somehow. Number 4, then I find that space and I'm in a magical land and nothing else matters, even what people think. Number 5, one of the squirrels returns, and it doesn't bother me he's eating all the food. I'm eating invisible food, and it's filling my soul. What more could I want?
Oh, I love that ending.
I stole that line from myself. I used it in some other poem.
Well, that really didn't have to be in 5 parts because most of it went together.
Yeah, it might have, but I don't know. I think I like the little parts.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I have a whole bunch of lines of things that I write down, but I don't really have a poem for them. If I could put those down into a 5 part or whatever, that would be the same thing. I might try that
Yeah, surprisingly, they all kind of come
instead of
together.
trying to write five. Yeah, instead of
Yeah,
trying to write 5 poems, I'll write one poem with 5 pieces.
yeah. It's kind of surprising they do kind of come together after a while if you think hard
Yeah.
enough about them. Yeah, okay. I thought I'd read some from my first book. Salmon. Fishermen line up on the beach. Many boats patrol offshore, all wanting to catch spawning salmon. The salmon, yearning to return to that mountain stream of their birth. Next to one fisherman lies a dying coho salmon, half in the water, half out. In my youth I enjoyed fishing, but now I'm sad watching him occasionally jump with life, breathing the terrible air. I'd rather he made it past the humans and the bears. I walk down the beach, sit on a bleached driftwood log, its living outer layer long stripped off, like the salmon soon to be filleted off the bone. Once standing tall in the forest, now resting here, after how many years rolling in the sea. This scene makes a pretty picture. The river, the fishermen, the steel bridge up above. If I took a photo, it would be frozen in time. I could remember, and if I remembered me there too, then the salmon would be swimming free up the stream. The tree would stand beautiful in the forest, life would be everywhere and death irrelevant.
Mm.
The fire. The village cook sends me to the woods for firewood for stove, and oh, if I find mushrooms. Somewhere in the middle of time, I'm looking at the lake. The wind-blown ripples remind me of a girl's dress. A fallen tree reminds me of my aim. Struggling under weight of branches, and now returning, I see the bulbous Boletus mushroom. Reaching down, something happens. For a moment, I know more than mushrooms and firewood. Back at the village, there is much to do as we gather for the meal. I rest in satisfied tiredness. I feel pride in seeing my mushroom as the centerpiece. Later, washing pots and pans at the river, the moon shoots an arrow across the water. My heart feels full. As the fires die down, my grandfather has finished his story. He asked me about my day. I explain getting firewood. I omit the mushroom, not wanting to seem proud. After listening, he pauses. That is good, you stayed busy. But what do you really remember? I'm confused. He smiles. The red coals are glowing like hearts. Finally, I say, when I reached down for a mushroom, I remembered I was there too. That is good, grandson. Remember always two aims. Feed the fires of the village and the fire in your heart.
Mm. Lovely.
I like that one. I like some of my first poems.
Like all your poems.
Oh, we can see Brenda. Okay. Glenda wrote one. Let's see what she's
You know
got.
what? I sent the poem that you're gonna read. I sent it to one of my favorite authors because we email it back and forth. He's written 28 books, and emailed me back and told me that it choked him up, and he put it on his whiteboard that he uses to plot his storylines.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was really, really touched.
Yeah.
That is so sweet. That's a great story, Glenda.
Thanks. Made my day. Made me feel validated.
Yeah,
You
you
never
gotta
know
have
if
a
I'm
little
know that.
gotta have a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, yeah.
As poets. I don't know why people don't I think people should feel shy about responding to poets' works for some reason.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but yeah, they do.
Well, there've been a lot of talks on the radio about poetry now and how important it is.
Oh really?
Oh,
Yeah,
Does that
that
keep you
well, that it's a way for people to be able to listen to things that they wouldn't otherwise grasp somehow because of the way poetry is.
that's cool.
I think that sums it. It's something like that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, good. Good. Let's see. Where are you, Brenda? Okay, this is Glenda's poem. It's called A Writer's Voice. I'm surrounded by silence every day, but when I read, I hear the voices of the authors. That is my soul. And we both put soul in our poems today. I ponder the path a writer takes, just to give me a light to show me the way, just to clear a trail for me to walk. And I walk alone, but still with companions who've beckoned me forth with every word. I live in the worlds that they've made for me, more comfortable than in my own. A passenger bound by imagined flight, a traveler lost in page after page. A writer writes to tell a tale, a reader reads to hear it told. Each line written is another line spoken. In the mind of one who wants to glean a message left perhaps decades before, but new today in the eyes of my soul, and I sink into the comfort of opening my book, co-owned by a writer who left me a spark, a flame from his mind leapt into mine, and blazed both a place as well as a thought, and coaxed me into the comfortable chair of words on a page from a writer's voice. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That is really good. Very composed. Very composed.
Yes,
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank you.
whose poem was that?
That's Glenda.
Mine.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Someday we have to make a little book for Glenda.
Might be a big book.
Oh, big book. Okay. Yeah, it's lovely.
I mean, I've been writing for 50 years, you know. I got a lot of poems.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't.
It didn't matter because the way you read it, it didn't show. The typo didn't show.
Oh, when I did read that, it kind of I stumbled over it a little bit.
Yeah, but it turned out all right.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. A flame from his mind leapt into mine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did stumble over mind to mine. I was thinking of a mine, like. Well, very, very good. Lovely, lovely. We got time to read a few other poems. It's a little poem written by somebody called Owl Woman, OWL. I imagine she's a Native American or something. How shall I begin my song? How shall I begin my song in the blue night that is settling? In the great night my heart will go out. Toward me the darkness comes rattling. In the great night my heart will go out. Brown owls come here in the blue evening. They are hooting about. They are shaking their wings and hooting. Black Butte is far below. It had my dawn. I could see the daylight coming back for me. The morning star is up. I cross the mountains into the light of the sea. Read one by Rabindranath Tagore. For the goddess of love. There is a ruined temple near here. No one sings now for the Holy One who was once praised there. The air is motionless and heavy above the altar. The odor of flowers no longer pulled for you floats in through the door. One of your old worshippers goes out every day into the cities, hoping to receive the good things that he used to ask for from you. And every day at dusk he returns 5,000 miles to his temple. his shoelaces untied, his face tired. How many good days go by, how many nights useful for worship go by, and not one candle is lit or one poem sung. How many sculptors work the whole day with large shoulders and hair whitened with stone dust, making a statue of you, and then at dusk comes carry it to the river and throw it in. She is still in the temple, but no one gives her food or takes food from her. In this ignorance that never ends. Oh, it's a sad poem, but it's true. Staying in that vein, here's one by Rumi. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too much to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. And here's a little one by Li Bo. The birds have vanished. The birds have vanished into the sky, and now the last cloud drains away. We sit together, the mountain and me, until only the mountain remains.
That's like a Zen poem.
What's that?
There's a Zen poem. Lao Tzu has that. Where the man goes to the mountain and remains until there's nothing left but the mountain.
Yeah. Our little ego-driven world person just disappears.
Well, no, I think they used to send old people out to die until they are dead, and then the only thing left is the mountain.
Really? In China?
Yeah, I think so. I know they do it in Japan, or they've done it. Who knows if they're still doing it?
I just heard of the Eskimos doing that, leaving the old out on an ice floe.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah. Life is hard in some places. Well, let's read a little Denise Levertov. Contraband. The tree of knowledge was the tree of reason. That's why the taste of it drove us from Eden. That fruit was meant to be dried and milled to a fine powder, for use a pinch at a time, a condiment. God had probably planned to tell us later about his new pleasure. We stuffed our mouths full of it, gorged on but and if and how, and again but, knowing no better. It's toxic in large quantities, fumes swirled in our heads and around us to form a dense cloud that hardened to steel, a wall between us and God. Who was paradise? Not that God is unreasonable, but reason is in such excess was tyranny, and locked us into its own limits, a polished cell reflecting our own faces. God lives on the other side of that mirror, but through the slit where the barrier doesn't quite touch ground, manages still to squeeze in, as filtered light, splinters of fire, a strain of music, heard and lost, and heard again. Alrighty. Here's a poem by Marianne Moore. What are years? What is our innocence? What is our guilt? All are naked, none is safe. And whence is courage, the unanswered question, the resolute doubt, dumbly calling, deafly listening, That his misfortune, even death, encourages others, and in its defeat stirs the soul to be strong. He sees deep and is glad, who accedes to mortality. In his imprisonment rises upon himself as the sea in a chasm, struggling to be free and unable to be. In its surrendering finds its continuing. So he who strongly feels behaves. The very bird grown taller as he sings, steals his form straight up. Though he is captive, his mighty singing says, satisfaction is a lowly thing. How pure a thing is joy. That is mortality. This is eternity. What else do I have? Oh, here I have one of my favorites. By Rilke. The Man Watching. I can tell by the way the trees beat after so many dull days on my worried window panes that a storm is coming, and I hear the far-off fields say things I can't bear without a friend, I can't love without a sister. The storm, the shifter of shapes, drives on across the woods and across time, and the world looks as if it had no age. The landscape, like a line in the psalm book, is seriousness and weight and eternity. What we choose to fight is so tiny. What fights with us is so great. If only we would let ourselves be dominated, as things do, by some immense storm, we would become strong too and not need names. When we win, it's with the small things, and the triumph itself makes us small. What is extraordinary and eternal does not want to be bent by us. I mean the angel who appeared to the wrestlers of the Old Testament. When the wrestler's sinews grew long like metal strings, he felt them under his fingers like chords of deep music. Whoever was beaten by this angel, who often simply declined to fight, went away proud and strengthened, and great from that harsh hand that kneaded him as if to change his shape. Winning does not tempt that man. This is how he grows, by being defeated decisively by constantly greater beings. Wow, that's one of the great poems, I think.
I can see why I can see why you like that one a lot.
Yeah, just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's time for some Mary. This is Mary Oliver. There was a place beyond ambition. When the flute players couldn't think of what to say next, they laid down their pipes. Then they lay down themselves beside the river and just listened. Some of them, after a while, jumped up and disappeared back inside the busy town. But the rest, so quiet, not even thoughtful, are still there, still listening. Self-portrait. I wish I was 20 and in love with life and still full of beans. Onward, old legs. There are long, pale dunes on the other side. The roses are blooming and finding their labor, no adversity to the spirit. Upward, old legs. There are roses and there is a sea shining like a song, like a body I want to touch. Though I'm not 20 and won't be again, but 70, and still in love with life and still full of beans. Night in the river. I have seen the great feet leaping into the river. I've seen moonlight milky along the long muzzle. Now I've seen the body of something scaled and wonderful, slumped in the sudden fire of its mouth, and I could not tell which fit me more comfortably, the power or the powerlessness. Neither would have me entirely. I was divided, consumed by sympathy, pity, admiration. After a while it was done. The fish had vanished, the bear lumped away to the green shore and into the trees. And then there was only this story. It followed me home and entered my house, a difficult guest with a single tune, which it hums all day and through the night, slowly or briskly, it doesn't matter. It sounds like a river leaping and falling. It sounds like a body falling apart. Okay, maybe one more. Let's see, boundaries. There is a place where the town ends and the fields begin. It's not marked, but the feet know it. Also the heart that is a longing for refreshment and equally for repose. Someday we'll live in the sky. Meanwhile, the house of our lives is this green world. The fields, the ponds, the birds, the thick black oaks. Surely they are the invention of something wonderful. And the tiger lilies and the runaway honeysuckle that no one will ever trim again. Where is it, I ask? And then my feet know it. One jump and I'm home. Well, that was a good evening. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, John.
Oh, I appreciate listening to
Yeah,
all.
thanks, John.
All right, guys.
Right, good night.
Take care. Have a good week, Glenda.
You too.
Love
Yeah.
you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, all. Bye, Barbara, Glenda, Brenda, Julie.
Everyone,
Bye.
good job.
Bye, Barbara. I feel like we're the Brady Bunch.
It could be worse things.
Sure.
Okay, well, next week we'll meet again.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Right.
Mhm.